Thank you. Wow. Well, first of all, I just want to say a big thank you. It's a great honor to be invited to speak with you all today here for both Ear Taxi and for NewMusicBox. And people have been doing an incredible amount of work for us to be here today and for all of us to share this moment. My name is Nicole Mitchell, and the one thing I wanted to share with you all is something that's been very true to my heart and that's kind of helped me guide on my path of creativity, and that's the idea of endless possibilities. For me, endless possibilities is something I'm hearing a little bit more of nowadays, and it really excites me. The idea that there's something more. It's not just maybe the moment that we're in and some of the challenges that we go through day to day, but there's something else, and there's always something else we can reach for. I think my first inspiration of this idea was as a child. My mom was a self-taught painter, and she would take that blank canvas and she would create things that was a mixture of things that existed and things that have never existed. Like she would draw a landscape of 3 setting suns on a planet, or there would be black women with their children like perched on Jupiter and things like this. And this idea really inspired me, and it helped me, especially when we made a big move as a child from Syracuse to Orange County, California, where I really felt not welcome as a child. It was just right after the civil rights movement, and there was some hostility from people of, that people didn't want people of color in the neighborhood I was living in, and it was very unfriendly for me. But to know that there was something else out there and that there was different ways that I could approach each day when I left my house, until I finally found a way for people to kind of understand who I am and to be able to open their hearts and to embrace something new. So that's kind of been my mantra as a creative person, and this has been through poetry and of course through music. And so when I moved here to Chicago, it was really exciting for me as a young adult, because first of all, my mother was from here, and second of all, it's an amazing community that embraces the arts. You have artists here, but you also have people who help make those arts happen, and it's such a strong community, as you all know, and some of you that are visiting. And so it's special for me to be able to say this talk right here in Chicago. So coming here, it was mentioned my affiliation with the AACM. For those that don't know what that is, that's the Association for the Advancement of Creative Musicians. And that organization was a Southside music collective that came together because people wanted to create new platforms for music, and they wanted to push the music forward beyond jazz into something else. What else can be discovered? How can we try different notations? How can we make sounds that maybe have never been made before? And so again, this idea of endless possibilities was another reverberation for me in meeting amazing mentors and musicians like Roscoe Mitchell, George Lewis, Henry Threadgill, Ed Wilkerson Jr., and many names that maybe people don't even know that are great musicians. But this inspired me as a flutist and also learning to compose. How can I design music that will be an environment that I have a great time playing in as an improviser? I can create new environments for us as people to come together and to communicate musically. So this was something really exciting to me, and I can express that idea of endless possibilities on my instrument very easily with the idea of having met James Newton, for example, or Robert Dick, and the extended techniques that were extended into new ways of playing the instrument. These things inspired me to find my own voice on my flute. And then as a woman in a field, especially in improvised music, where there's not that many women that have a voice, and when you listen to the records, I wanted people to know that a woman was there. So I started incorporating my voice with the instrument. So all of these things come together in my own expression, and then as a composer, first writing for improvisers and then wanting to write through composed music for people who may not have had the opportunity to experience improvisation, but to be able to express the feel of improvisation. And so everything for me is kind of like taking a spherical approach. The idea of not just approaching things in one way and going down that one path, but like trying this time I'm going to try it this way, this time I'm going to try it this way, this time I'm going to try it this way until I get all the way around. So I might compose using my voice one day, I might compose using the piano another day, I might compose using my flute another day, and just go in full circle and try to extend what is the actual source where this music is coming from. How can I connect closer to that source to bring the music out, what I'm really hearing, and to get out of my own way while I'm creating. So again, endless possibilities. So endless possibilities. So there was just one more thing I wanted to add. For a long time, it was a little bit stressful for me because I actually started out in the classical realm trying to become an orchestral musician. Then I went into improvisation, and then I brought it all back together and was doing it all simultaneously. Playing with the Joffrey Ballet Orchestra, the Sinfonietta, and then playing my own music and all of this. But one thing I always noticed was how these two communities that I would bounce back and forth through, that there was some tension there. You know, there was a feeling like from some people that improvisation is kind of like, you know, it's not as serious as composing and these types of things. And we all in this room know about this conversation. But I'm really hoping that this moment, you know, and this festival is a testament to the idea of these communities coming closer together, because we have a lot to learn. And I think it's really all about good music, right? So I wanted to share that, and thank you once again. Yeah.